Welcome in, everyone, to the 40th episode of Whispers in Silence. Tonight's episode is titled The Dread Demon of the End. Want to give a big shout out to Critical Role, Dungeon Glitch, and to Hunter Rogerson for the music that we'll be hearing this evening on episodes, and also to Aiden Hagland, who is the one who has commissioned our theme for Talia that we'll be hearing later tonight. So, last time on Whispers in Silence, the Whispers are currently in the camp of Domus Dera. In the ages long ago, Domus Dera was known as Mortis Sylvana, a base for Scala where unspeakable atrocities were committed before a group of heroes were able to destroy it. There, the party got to meet the figurehead of the Severed Hand, Odile Silver, who was relieved to reunite with Fala. They also met the actual leader of the Severed Hand, a centuries-old half-fae named Nissa Fayborn. Now the party is preparing to rest for the night before resuming their journey to Raktala, where they'll face off against Talia, Dread Demon of the End. You guys also got a little present from Nissa, who gave you a Cloak of Displacement, so do make sure that you all distribute that party loot at some point.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna get that.
Well, that is thankfully not up to me.
I was looking over that and it's like, oh yeah, we have to decide these things.
Yeah.
A couple other things that happened last session. Lana and Fala got to talk a decent bit as they said a prayer for both Brux and for Raeka, who was Lana's girlfriend. During that sequence, there was some complicated emotions expressed between the two of them, but the sisters do seem to be on the road to healing, at least. Soraya came to Ash Oak, and the entire group got to have dinner together. Both the new Whispers in Silence and the OG Whispers in Silence all got together to have a meal, and it was interesting. You all got to kind of see how the new Whispers have really become a family unit in and of themselves. Rialta and Fala had a little chit-chat afterwards, which was partially interrupted by Kelsey testing out a new invention that she is nearly finished on. She was really hoping to have it done in time for Rialta's climb up the great tree. However, the jetpack still needs a little bit of work because she ended up breaking most of the bones in her body during that experimental test run of it. Fortunately, Rialta did get a self-writing quill named Quilliam out of it, so that is some good news.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. His full name is Quilliam Tell. We can confirm that, so that's good. That's the look I was hoping for, Rob. There it is.
That's right. You weren't here last week.
Nope, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Missed a good one.
Caldana and Soraya held hands. They went back to the inn to ensure that not everyone was disturbed in the evening. And indeed, you all slept fine, but no one else in the inn did. So
went to the woohoo room.
Yeah,
They
went to the woohoo room.
Yeah.
It was great. Anyway, after that, you all set off towards the north, where indeed you came across Domus Dera, a secret headquarters of the Severed Hand that is built into the remains of Mortis Sylvana.
Hello there.
And that is where you all left off. Hello there, Dolvik. Thank you for reminding me to turn off my alerts.
I am also now. I have learned the secrets of being a cleric.
You have learned the secrets of being a cleric, and you took a level of Twilight Cleric.
I did. I haven't got any heavy armor yet, though, so... Which
Yes.
reminds me, can I have that Iron Stone of Protection?
No worries, Dolvik. Yeah.
I don't know who wants the Cloak of Displacement, though.
Everybody does.
That
Is the answer.
is probably everyone.
Literally everyone.
It's very
I
good.
think Fala would get more use out of the Cloak of Elvenkind.
Yes. Yeah. We had, at least in chat, that had come up and I agree.
So, Varys, you don't know how you feel about Fala wearing a cloak of Elvenkind, but you eventually agree to it.
I know how I feel about it. I'm just keeping it to myself.
You've come so far.
I mean, Yeah, I guess the displacement one, I don't know how to put that one out.
Yeah, do we give that to a squishy or do we give that to one of our tanky people so they're even harder to take down?
I'd
I-
say a squishy.
Yeah, I'd say a squishy.
We know
The
you'd
more
say a
important
squishy,
squishy
Rialta.
that's
Okay.
capable
Well, I
of
have
making
120 HP, so like my AC is low, but I at least got some HP to back
You have
up.
120 HP.
I
How the
do have
fuck do you have
120.
So do I.
My con
How?
is my con is 18, baby,
Yep,
My
same's.
and I just took the average. This isn't rolled.
That's
On
pretty good.
D8s?
I mean,
Damn.
I can look at my math, but
I
well, I
mean,
didn't,
no,
do, I
I
didn't do
mean,
the
that's-
math. I
I was gonna say
No,
that's
it's the thing,
that's
what do
what
you have?
You level
that's
12?
what I'm at.
well, I'm level 13.
13, so that
Yeah.
would be so 4 for your con on each level, so that's 12 level ups of that plus your original, so 13 times 4 is what
Yeah, the
52?
18 will do it, cause that'll
It's an extra 13
20
HP.
Hit point bonuses plus 52 from Constitution. Fixed HP is set at 68 right now, so
Yep, that'd do it.
so you cheated. I get it. You cheated.
I
Fine.
took the. I just said to do the fixed amount, which, yes, by the way, the weird thing about it is, according to the math here, your total average HP should be 113. So yeah, always just take the fixed amount, folks. It's the best deal for your buck.
That's what I've always done.
That's what I would do if every game would let me do it.
Okay. Anyway, so it is evening in Rocktala, or not Rocktala, in Domostera, and
Technically, it's evening there too.
it is also evening in Rocktala. You've all started to kind of settle in for the evening. This place, I mean, it does settle down for the evening. It isn't like you're used to, Fala. I mean, usually when you hang out with the Severed Hand, they get pretty rowdy at night. This place is a lot more disciplined. This is not the Severed Hand that you are used to being around. These people are much more like soldiers. And when night falls, they, set up camps, they set up tents, they roll down bedrolls. Some of them handle making food, some of them get water, and it is very orderly.
There's a structure.
There is a
Wow.
structure. You aren't certain if that is because Odile's a better leader or if that's just things run differently here.
I mean, I'm learning things that weren't quite what I was led to believe, anyways. So,
As everyone starts to settle down for the evening, Odile does approach you, Fala, and asks if she can join you.
of course.
She makes her way over. She's no longer in her leathers, her armor for the day. She is now just in... You're not sure if it's what you call sleepwear, but she's just wearing kind of like a long blouse and some simple pants at this
I was
point.
gonna say, presumably not anything terribly unfamiliar.
Yeah, exactly. And she sits down and kind of brushes her silver hair back behind her ears and glances over at you. I keep looking up and thinking that you're just gonna be gone. I still can't quite get my head around the idea that you're actually here.
I mean, imagine how I feel. Just a handful of days ago, it was when I found out everything.
Yeah.
10 years passed in a blink of an eye.
For me too, but I guess more metaphorically and less literally in my case. Everything just became a haze. Everyone was gone that I cared about, so all that was left was revenge. And that's why I didn't take her offer when it came my way. I didn't want to live in her dream world. I wanted her head.
Pull out and start just sort of holding the sword, gripping it kind of tightly. You'll have to get in line.
I suppose a great number of people probably want revenge. If I was a better mother, I would tell you that revenge won't fix anything. It won't change anything. It won't make you feel better or bring back anyone. But I'm not a very good mother. And I'll be right there with you when it's time.
Don't. You were certainly good enough.
You know, it's lucky we were so fortunate to even find you. You were half dead in the desert when we came across you. You were a breath away from dying, and we didn't even... You were out of the way that we were supposed to be going. We were on the wrong path when we found you. It's very lucky.
I can't thank you enough.
No, you don't. You don't have to thank us.
You say you're lucky.
Can I confess something to you?
Of course.
When you were younger and we were still taking care of you, one night Jessica came to me and told me that she was going to retire. She was going to hand over the severed hand to one of her wives, and you, me, and her were going to leave Terracin. We were going to go somewhere else. Find a new life, something simple and easy that wouldn't have you around all this. And I convinced her not to. I was convinced that what she was doing was right. And maybe that was me being a blind idiot in love. But I thought that what she was trying to do for the tieflings and what she was trying to do against Scala was right. And I convinced her not to. And if I hadn't, who knows, the three of us might be somewhere else all together now.
Maybe. But then who would have been in our place to lead to all of this?
She meets your gaze for a moment.
Do you
Hello there.
still think it wasn't worth it? That it wasn't the right thing?
She gives you a very real look, I think, as she kind of debates that. Until you and your sister came into my life again. I didn't think it was the right thing. And yet, now you're here. You've helped slay a dread demon. You're on your way to take care of another. You make it hard to disbelieve. Maybe I did make the right call that day. I guess I'll know soon. One way or the other. I'm going with you tomorrow. You and your sister will not face her. Well, I will not stand by and cast your fate to the winds again. This time I'll be there.
Move closer. Thanks.
She puts an arm around you and kisses the top of your head.
Snuggling. I missed you.
I missed you too, Firefly. Meanwhile, Cerberus, you've actually been called for. She's referred to as the Lady of the House. You have been called into the great, shell of a tree that was once Mortis Sylvana to speak with Nissa.
I will go then.
You do. Indeed, this once massive tree, larger than perhaps any you've ever seen, and that includes the one at Lockheed's Rest. What's left of it now is basically a petrified shell. And in the center of it, you can see ruins of structures and what must have been at one time an utterly gargantuan laboratory that was here. Metal and concrete structures have fallen and collapsed. And in the center, there is a single tree growing up out of the ruins. And from it, the, leader of the severed hand, growing out from the bark itself, entwined within the tree, her hair made from leaves and moss, her hand moving, and as her arm moves out towards you, bowing and crackling like a branch as she smiles. Cerberus, I appreciate you giving me a moment of your time.
It is a small repayment for your hospitality, madam.
The honor is all ours. The severed hand was created to fight Scala, and if that is what you are doing, then truly you are heroes among us.
Thank you.
I asked to speak with you privately because of a piece of information that I have that is relevant to your people. I don't think it necessarily that it needs to be kept secret from your friends, but I thought it best that you get to know it first.
Thank you for sharing this. I would know what it is you do.
I am very old, Cerberus. Not as old as many, certainly not as old as your order, certainly not as old as many of the gods and goddesses of my time. But I was born shortly after Scala rose to power. I existed throughout much of her reign. I had the misfortune of facing her in one-on-one combat once, and she relieved me of my arm. A second time, she nearly relieved me of my life before my friends intervened. I chose not to give her a third opportunity, though part of me wanted to. But I did aid in striking down some of her generals. Long ago, before this place was even Mortis Sylvana, it was known as Mitra Sylvana. Is the name familiar to you?
Yes. It was
It
a
is-
fortress.
It
then.
was, but it was much more than a fortress. It was one of the greatest bastions of elven ingenuity, technology, and art in the entire world. Even compared to places like Mitra Glorianda, it was known for its greatness in all things. And so too was it known for its greatness in betrayal, as it turned out. 9 traitors is what it took for this city to fall. The greatest of which is remembered as the Black Badger. Do you know that name?
I do. Yes.
He is
That's-
often the one whom the fall of Mitra Sylvana is most heavily attributed to, but he was only one of 9, and all 9 of them were equally guilty. I had the displeasure of knowing, but watching the slaying of a cruel and vile woman known as Iris Lightwatch. She was one of those 9. And as with all of her siblings, they all of them became Wraiths of Syl, the generals of Scala's army in that era. I tell you this because even after Scala fell, only 8 of these wraiths were accounted for. One yet remains to this day. The Black Badger lives,
I see.
and your path will cross his ere long.
Well, thank you. My
Yeah.
order is long gone, but perhaps I can put some finality to this story. One final stroke of justice
There are
before we
many-
disappear.
There are many who style themselves historians who would directly attribute the rise of Scala to the actions of those 9 individuals. It would be unfair at its smallest, but there is a shimmer of truth to it. If you would truly bury the past and right the wrongs of your people, then look towards Flora and Fauna's domain. There you will find the Black Badger, serving as a knight to Flora and Fauna themselves.
See. What a final blasphemous act.
I
Thank
would
you.
say so. She nods and bows her head graciously. You will all set out tomorrow, and I must admit, a part of me aches to once again be on the road. Yet, what I do here is important, and I do not forsake my calling.
Is there a way to bring you some measure of relief, my lady?
There is, as it were. Kill that wretched bitch. Where I failed to do so twice, you will succeed.
You have my word. Tomorrow, the end, we'll learn that this is all just beginning.
She smiles and nods. Back in the camp, Rialta, you enjoy a dinner, and it is a relatively peaceful one. Fala is off talking with Odile, and Cerberus is left. Caldana and Melody are enjoying some time down by the water. Something about being horn buddies, you don't quite know, but
I wrote it down.
yeah, you write it down. But Lana comes over and sits down across from you. And she takes a bowl of food and starts to eat and glances up at you.
Good evening.
Good evening. It is strange talking to you again. So little time has passed for you and so much for me.
Yes, I am still trying to get my bearings on the differences of that.
And time is a fascinating thing like that. It is relative to all of us. What one person experiences is not what another does.
I'd heard of such theories, but never really knew them in practice until now. But I suppose that's been your study.
Oh, indeed. For quite some time now, ironically. Indeed, if I reverse time for a short moment here, I would technically live for 10 to 15 seconds longer than you. I'd be older than you. Or older than you know me to be. To you, it would be as if nothing happened. To me, there's been an extra 15 seconds of life. It's an interesting thing. I've always found it fascinating.
It is interesting, and yet in practice, well, what is 15 seconds longer?
I think you know the answer to that. 15 seconds can be the difference between finding out that your wife is dead and not. It can be the difference between suffering a grievous wound and having a whole future ahead of you. 15 seconds can be everything.
I suppose that's true. I suppose the time I'm thinking of is longer, but for you it's always been... I guess with how your magic works, it's about future, right?
Sometimes. It's about possibilities, I would say, would be a better way of describing it. If I get good enough at my magic, I should be able to, in theory, take a moment. We are all of us traveling, and a wayward arrow comes by and strikes you in the neck. Now, of course, we would hope such thing never happens, but perhaps this is just so unlucky of a moment that it catches your jugular and there's nothing we can do for you. But what if I could take us back 15 seconds and start looking for alternate outcomes where that didn't happen? Where instead the arrow breezed by and hit the ground, and then I pick that one and bring that to our reality. If I get good enough at what I do, I should have some measure of being able to do so, exhausting as it would be.
Somewhat like what your mother did.
I will admit the inspiration was there. Yes, of course. Empowered by a god as she was able to do it on a far grander scale than 15 seconds that a lowly mortal like myself can manage. But, yes, precisely that.
Are you attempting to go back even farther?
Oh, such a thing would be impossible for me. It is my goal to allow us to pick the best outcomes as choices are presented to us. Those that have already passed us, I fear, no, such things are beyond even my strength. And it is considerable, mind you.
You certainly have worked hard.
I have had to.
I am sorry to hear of your wife.
Just my girlfriend, actually.
Girlfriend. Apologies.
No. We were engaged, so I would have. It was supposed to be a surprise when you all came back, but well, that didn't work out. I'm sorry about Martine.
She kind of looks to the side a bit. Well, he has made his own choices as much as I may struggle with that.
His choices are affecting you, and it can't be easy to see Sir Varys and Mother finding some interest in one another, and Caldana and Aunt Soraya finding interest in one another, and I know Melody has an interest in Tashira, and your Amor, well, there's little of him left, I fear. That can't be easy.
She adjusts kind of at where she's sitting and kind of stares at her hands for a moment as she hears that before giving a very stiff nod. Life isn't always fair that way.
She nods, as if that is the most agreeable thing she's ever heard. It is not. My sister got to be there and hear my mother's last words, and she still gets to talk to Mother whenever she wishes. Even as she has found apparently another of her mothers is still alive. Sorry, I should not be jealous. It is a bad look on anybody.
I suppose it's only natural to be. That said, are you absolutely sure that you can't hear your mother?
She kind of gives you a look. Well, I mean, I have a pretty good understanding of magic items and their workings. I admit that sentient weaponry is not a particularly well understood domain by anybody, especially not these days. I think.
I only knew your mother for a little while.
Me too.
Of course. She did not strike me as the type of person to have favorites among children.
No, I don't think so.
And I don't think she's also the type to necessarily try to play by the rules of magical constraints either.
You really did know my mother.
I make an effort to try to know the people that I accompany with. It's, well, I take a lot of notes.
Yuki speaks very highly of you.
Well, it was only for a short while that we knew each other. And she was only 8 years old.
So true. And yet, for most of us, those last few months before Dia Scala emerged are the times we remember most fondly in our lives. Many of us have grown to idolize those moments, overlooking the faults and seeing only the good because of what came after. I know that she hoped very much that you, her, and Martine would, well,
Right. Be a family, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
now her and Melisandre, between you and me, about time.
I was starting to see hints of such things coming through, but, well.
The two of them were never subtle about it.
I think, in my experience, it's, there's no time to waste with subtleties.
Least of all now.
Exactly. And I don't think, therefore, you should have to remain subtle of what you really want to hear from Brooks.
You know, it is very rude to use people's words against them.
she smiles a bit.
She also offers a small half smile.
I learned it from my father.
I'd show you what I learned from my father, but it wouldn't be a pleasant experience for anyone involved.
Oh. No, I don't think that's necessary. She kind of looks a little bit grim as she remembers, oh yeah, he sucked.
He did. I wanted to ask you. I understand from my mother that you had a vision that involved me.
Oh, yes. In the battlefield against the Red Lady, I had activated my tattoo, which, along with helping healing with, well, people in the battlefield, also granted me some visions, past, present, future. Yours was a vision of the future. I asked the stars a question of how we would reach Dia Scala. It was only a faint vision, but you were kneeling before a door, creating a door, and Melody had her hand on your shoulder.
She seems to consider your words for a long moment.
I hope they make more sense to you than they did to me.
Well, if carpentry is your concern, I think Kelsey would be a better fit.
Well, I don't think it is carpentry.
No.
I think it's your magical talents with a door.
Perhaps, hard to say then. Perhaps I will I'll begin researching ways to open a door to the... She blinks, as if an idea has occurred to her.
What is it?
Perhaps we cannot face Dia Scala on this plane. Perhaps I need to find a way to get you all to the celestial plane. Perhaps that is the only place you can kill a god like her.
Especially one that is not walking the mortal realm anymore.
Perhaps that is why she doesn't walk the mortal realm. What better way to safeguard yourself than be where no one can get to you?
But mortals have a way of punching through impossible holes.
I will do some research. Plane shifting spells are powerful magic that I'm afraid I do not know, but when we return to Ash Oak, presuming we survive this, I will begin research into how to plane shift you all. And I will do my part when the time comes. You have my word.
I have no concerns of your intentions, but is there help that you would find suitable?
Tough to say. I will let you know if anything comes up. Ironically, Martine's expertise would not be unwanted.
In what way?
His magic has gotten very powerful. It is not magic in the same way that I utilize it, but he is able to conduct great amounts of energy, more so than I've ever known someone to be able to. That might not be a bad thing for me to understand.
Of course.
No doubt moving you around will require a lot of energy.
His connection to his father.
Yes, it has made him very powerful. More so than... I'm going to tell you something that I would prefer you not repeat to anybody.
Very well. She's like, I've been keeping 2 secrets today.
There was a time where the Whispers discussed assassinating Martine. And ultimately, we decided not to. And I'd like to tell you that we decided not to because, well, he was an ally and a friend, and we didn't want to, which is all true. But ultimately, we decided that we would probably lose. And it would not do us any good to help this world to lose to him. He is very powerful. So be wary.
But also keep talking to him.
She smiles. Do you believe that anyone's ever really gone, Rialta?
Well, I can't, I think, for the sake of what we're doing.
She nods. I thought I was gone once, and here I am.
That's fair.
She gets up and puts a firm pat on your shoulder and then heads off.
Thank you.
She nods.
Rialta's trying to get those magical kisses.
Rail's
Little-
not getting any kisses right now.
Little magic kisses from Eldritch Lip.
So, the evening takes hold, and many people begin going to sleep. There's no real need to set up watches here. This place is, well, as far as safe places on Terracin, it's here in Ash Oak, basically, for the moment. So, you can either,
Again, the Lorax helps.
if there are any conversations you all want to have or anything anyone wanted to explore, you are welcome to do so. Otherwise, we will move on.
Don't have anything in particular unless anybody needed something.
I think Varys is good. He's gonna do a sick roundhouse kick. And then talk to the Lorax, who speaks for the trees.
He does, yes.
And then after he talks to the Lorax, probably gonna retire for the evening.
I would like to cast Greater Restoration on Varys' hallucinations.
I'm gonna say, didn't Varys already talk to the Lorax?
I mean, you kind of literally did talk to the Lorax. That was the whole conversation with Nissa.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But I wanted to what are they called? The Furfum trees?
Do you want to roundhouse kick Nissa?
No, but I want to
Okay.
show her what my roundhouse kick looks like.
She's very impressed by it.
That's
Is she impressed by it?
I mean,
That's pr-
she.
Thanks, Nissa.
I mean, to be truthful, like she's
Yeah.
a tree person and can't really move, so any amount
Yeah.
of like fluid movement's pretty impressive to her.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Varys
she's
likes his validation.
She's pretty happy about it, and she tells you as much.
I take out my tech deck and I show her some of the cool moves I can do with it.
She
My
names
fingers.
you. She names
Jesus.
you. She names you the Warden of Domastera.
Excellent. Varys
Yeah,
is good.
There you go. All right, cool. In the morning, then. Oh,
Sorry. Would I be able to request an audience with Nissa?
with Nissa? Yeah, you absolutely may. You're all kind of the heroes of the hour, so she would be willing to see you if you asked. It's a little while after Severus has left, and you are permitted in to go see Nissa. On the branches of Nissa's tree, you now see a small skateboard that is there, And you also see a video playing of Chuck Norris's Taekwondo demonstrations.
Fuck yeah.
No, Nissa is there, and she is how to put this? She is not sleeping, but she seems inanimate as you enter. But once you approach, she begins to shift and move, and her eyes open, and she looks to you. Miss Melody of the Ivory, welcome.
I'm gonna wave, like, that enthusiastic, like, the best I'd be able to describe it is with this emote.
Please don't be a butthole again.
This one. I sent it.
I just imagine now you saying that every time somebody's like, "Let me show you something."
That's
Yeah,
the emote.
so you-
I demonstrated the emote.
Yeah, it's a
you
little,
give
it's a little ghosty.
Yeah, you give a very excited wave, and she gives a nod. What may I do
And she
for you?
and she looks at her non-existent arm and the other one that's part of the tree and goes, "Kind of a dick move."
Yeah, just don't be like Luke, who while one time talking with Nissa asked her to clap her hands.
Unironically, didn't even think
Unironically,
about
he's
it.
like, can you like you know how like when you clap your hands and Nissa just goes,
No,
no, I
not for a
don't."
while.
Alright, so 5.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
But she nods to you. What may I do for you, Miss Melody?
I just wanted to, hi,
Hello.
and I was wondering, if, kind of curious a little bit, but I don't want this to come off as like, an offense or anything like that. It's just literally the last thing I want to do. Anyway, I was wondering if there's are you able to communicate with other trees like you? Well, not like you, but can you hear their thoughts type of thing?
To an extent, yes, I can understand the will of living things around me, although she looks around. There are not many of them. In the great wastes, we are something of an oasis here.
Oh.
Is there a tree in particular that you're interested in the thoughts of?
Kind of. I was kind of wondering if you're able to find someone, a few people, really, that
Ah. You wish if I can use other trees' eyes and ears to locate someone for you. Whom would you like me to find?
few people.
2 people. She nods.
My mom.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
My mom. She's her name is Ambrosia of the Ivory. She doesn't look like me. She's more actually like, she has white scales. I don't really know why I'm like this, but I'm an Ivory, and Ivories are supposed to have white scales, but I don't. But it's okay, cause if I shine my, if I move my my arm or my scales and hit it towards the light, it kind of has like this rainbow colors come out. It's like, whoo.
Take it from me. What you look like has little bearing on who you call family.
Yeah, I found it not too long ago that my mom and my mom are my actual moms. I was adopted.
Such is true of most of your people, as I understand it.
Yeah. And I have a lot of brood brothers and sisters, and somewhere out there is my mom.
Who is the other person that you seek?
Oh, I don't know if this is kind of an impulse thing. But I was just kind of wondering how a certain person goes by, who has a name that that rhymes with Amira. A little bit. She kind of has the same kind of scales like I do, but red. Well, she can jump real high, and the first time I met her, I was like, oh my gosh, she jumps real high, and she's like a red streak across the sky. I can make a song out of that. And then she landed on the statue I made, and well,
I'm going to need a name if I am going to find them.
Tashira.
Tashira. Of the Scarlet, I presume, if they have red scales.
Yeah, how'd you know?
She just blinks. Okay. You see her close her eyes, and for a moment she goes inanimate. And you feel an almost cold, as if her spiritual presence has left this area. And it's about a minute later when she returns and her eyes open again. Well, that was invigorating as ever. I have found those that you seek. The one called Ambrosia is in the ruins of a city known as Mitra Centauran. The one called Tashira is near what was once Laki's Rest, traveling eastward. They will be in the God's Grasp Forest soon.
Oh, thank you. How are they both doing?
I am unable to speak with them, but they appeared healthy.
That's good. I mean, thank you for doing this for me, and I'm sorry if I'm imposing it. I would have sent a sending to them, but the last time I tried, it made my head hurt.
Such is the way of magic in this time. But indeed, they are well, and I sense you will see them again soon.
It's kind of, well, is it okay if I'm scared?
To
of-
see
of
people that
seeing
you have
them
not...
again?
No. Not at all. That is totally okay. You never know how people will change or how their feelings about you may have changed. It is fear of the unknown, as all people experience.
It's kind of part of the problem because I had a bit of a dumb moment.
You don't say.
I think I realized something a little too late. By the time I realized it, boom! 10 years.
It's funny. I have been here now for nearly 800 years. And
You don't
my...
look a day over 20.
That is kind of you to say. I was already 70 when I came here.
That is
Wow.
kind of you to say, be a tree.
It's kind
You
of
look
you
a day
to
over
say,
20, and a
dishonest
and a
as it
tree.
is.
Like a young tree. You're like
Yeah.
a young tree.
Well, she does kind of look like a young tree.
Yeah, like
actually.
20 rings at most.
Like a sapling.
Yeah, you're like a real sapling.
You're
Oh,
a little
look
more than a sapling.
Look at
So,
this.
just to close circle for Varys, not a thick tree.
Yeah.
Not a thick. Thank you. I was curious. Trying to see how thick the. I want to get a Dakimakura of this tree.
I'm afraid in manners of love, my story was a tragic one. My lover died the day I helped my friends escape Stone's Throw. The day I died for my second time.
You could die more than once?
As it turns out,
Oh. I didn't know you could do that.
you can if one of your friends has a revivify spell, as it turns out.
A
Yes.
living two spell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Life 2 Electric Boogaloo, as they called it in my era.
What's a boogaloo?
It's kind of like a party.
Oh. It sounds like a fun word. Boogaloo.
Electric Boog. It's Elven.
Yeah, it's
Electric
definitely
Boogaloo. It's Elven for cash grab.
Alright.
And the last thing she's gonna want to ask is for Nissa to if she's up for it.
She's not up for a lot.
Do not ask her to dance.
On
No,
the
no,
other
no, no.
hand, she's technically up for anything.
Don't say on the other hand to the one-armed tree woman. That's fucked up.
Jokes. The other thing she was gonna ask is if Nissa could tell her more about Lockheed's family. What they call themselves collectively as, what sort of feats that they
Took.
accomplished, that kind of
At
thing.
level
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, what feat did they take at 12th level?
They take an
she
AC. They take an ASI or.
She nods and seems to think back. The Queen's Lament, they called themselves. The family of Lakiriasdatter was a kind group. I cannot give you last names for most of them because in that era, most of us did not have last names. They were outlawed. But Ria was one of them. Sarah. Miriani. And a man whose name changed frequently. It was Jem the first time I knew him. I know he had another name after that, but I actually can't remember what it was. It was a number, I think. And then after that, he went by the name Delenn. She looks around. They are the reason this place is as it is today. They are the ones who helped to fell Mortis Sylvana and end the horrific experiments here. They are the one who rescued the child Laki from this place. This is where she was born. Or created, as it were. They were here when the one called Annalise ignited into Lorelei, the goddess of one. And it was they who helped to free Moon Bay from the clutches of Scala. And
Could
also
I-
they who killed Iris Lightsworn?
Lightwatch?
Lightwatch, thank you.
Light watch. Light switch.
Light switch is what Zana calls her in bed.
It's like a toggle. I get it.
Ah!
Okay.
Better than it being a pull string.
Can
Or a
I
lava flow.
can I actually like roll a history check to see if I like
See if it was a lava flow.
To see if you know any of those names?
yeah.
Yeah, you may. Go ahead.
Like I don't want to like metagame.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go make a history check.
5. There is not a thought in that bitch's head.
The names are not familiar to you.
You think you guessed the number though?
All the stories of Laki speak of her having a cadre of people who traveled with her, though none of them mention them being her family. It is spoken of as an adventuring party, but it is believed that when they died, she ignited into the goddess of heroes.
Interesting. She had like a posse.
Yes, if that is the case, then what this person is telling you is very rare knowledge indeed. I will say, as she describes them, though, you do recognize them. You fought their spirits at Laki's Rest. They were apparently, even in death, still guarding her resting place, still protecting their child.
Even in death, they were not parted.
They were not.
Oh. Were any of the spirits thick?
I think Rhea was probably pretty thick by that time.
Rhea was
And
pretty
Mariani.
thick. Had them. All right, cool.
Sarah's a halfling. She was definitely thick.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Delen's cheeks are always clapping, so yeah, they're probably all
Hell
thick.
yeah.
Oh my, no.
Delenn can get a lot of cheeks too.
Oh my god, no, stop.
It's like a chorus of cheeks.
You walk down this path, Mal. You ask.
What do you mean? I didn't get a fucking choice about this!
What are you
You
talking
literally
about?
went to her and asked, "Can you tell me more about them?"
You said, "Let me
Yeah.
know more about Delenn's fat ass." That's what you said, and you rolled a 5. You shouldn't have done that.
I didn't tell Robbie, hey bitch! You want a new name? Here's mine!
He said.
Oh,
I
Thank
wasn't
you, Larry.
voluntarily volunteered to this.
Yeah.
So, you make your way back to the encampment, and the night passes very peacefully, actually. In this place, there is that kind of oppressive feeling of this world, much like in Ash Oak. It's not prevalent here. It seems calm. And in
It's
the
like
morning...
a lightness.
Yeah. And in the morning, you all set out after breakfast. Indeed, true to her word, Odile joins you and moves to travel with you. And it's a long, long day traveling through the ashen wastes of the northern half of Terrasen at this point. It's a quiet day. There's not a lot of words are exchanged, as everyone kind of knows where this is going. And that evening, as you all bunker down to take watch, a couple things happen. At least they do if I can find the music. Rialta.
Yes.
So, that evening on your watch.
Why are we the sad music?
That evening on your watch.
Yeah.
As you find yourself gazing up at the stars, it is true that even though what was once a rather arid desert has now become just a ashy, barren wasteland, the image of the stars above is still beautiful. And you are able to divine a great amount from them. As they have a few times before, they begin to form pictures. And you see more than you ever should be able to. Perhaps your gift with Selena. And what you see before you is chilling, although you don't hear anything. You see Martine. and he is clutching at his head, nails digging into the flesh of his scalp hard enough to draw blood. They slide down, clinging to his shoulders now, as if he is trying to keep his very self from being torn in twain. You can't hear anything, but you don't need to for you to be able to see how much agony he's in at the moment. Dropping to his knees, his body heaves, and he vomits a thick black tarry substance all over the ground in front of him. The scene is hauntingly familiar to what you witnessed Fala go through that night. He vomits once or twice more before he finally grits his teeth and looks up, and you can see the veins showing through his skin as he tries to force himself back up to his feet. And finally he does. With a wave of his hand, he conjures redemption into his hand, his blade, and continues to trudge forward to where you know not.
She'll watch this go on, and somewhat quietly, has Quilliam tell write down what she's saying so she doesn't forget it.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at the various sending stones in her pack and is like, is it worth even trying?
Is it?
She thinks for a moment and decides to try at least one of them. She'll take one of the two visiony ones. 'Cause there's one normal one and two visiony ones.
Roll D20.
I know. I realized as I was saying Quilliam tells, like, oh, that kind of ruined the moment. Oh.
You gotta embrace it.
And you do. You concentrate on him, and as it has before, long ago, your mind leaves your body, and your body slumps down to the ashy ground, and you lift off towards the west, over the Soren mountain range, across what is now a sea where once there was a volcano, and onto the far island, and then you're there. And you see him. He does not look well. He, again, his veins are showing through his flesh. His eyes are bloodshot, and he is heaving as he tries to walk forward, dragging his sword along the ground. And it practically jumps out of his skin as you speak up, and he looks over at you. Of course. Tonight you'd find it.
What is this?
This is... this is what happens now. My body trying to ignite, and something won't let it. And he finally just stumbles and sits down.
She walks over, very, very happy to know that she cannot feel the grossness of the ground as she sits beside him.
Yeah, it's not great.
But also sad because she knows he can't feel the hand she places on his shoulder.
He glances over at you.
Have you considered perhaps that you would need to have everyone see you as the dread demon you want to be for this to work?
It worked last time without it. Not everyone saw me that way. You didn't. They didn't, and I still ignited. It hurts, Rialta. It hurts so bad. He kind of gringes and I'm trying. At first, it was easy to ignore. But now, it's taking me whether I like it or not. And yet, I can't surrender to it. I tried to fight it for a long time. I promise I did. And I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to hurt anymore. And I can't be near her.
Why can't you come back?
'Cause if I change there, I'll kill her. And the rest of them. But if I change here, if I change doing this, maybe I can make it worth something at least.
I can't let you stay like this. There has to be something I can do. If you were to return, I wouldn't let you hurt her.
Do you understand what you're saying?
She shuts her eyes for a moment and kind of grits her teeth.
Promise me. If I become that, you kill me. You don't try to save me. You don't try and rewind time. If I become that and she's anywhere around, you kill me. That's the deal.
Martine, if you come back, you won't turn.
That's not what I fucking said. If you believe that truly, then you have nothing to be afraid of. Make the promise.
Why does life always have to be binary choices? Fine. I'm not going to let you hurt her. That's what I will promise you. You will not hurt Yuki. I won't let it happen.
He turns away, and you snap back.
By the time she's back, she's already teary-eyed and just frustrated. But she kind of silently looks at the sending stone before she has the impulse to throw it again, but this time she doesn't.
Rosalind understands.
She calmly puts it back in the pack and tries very hard to try to sleep. She just kind of covers her whole face with her blanket.
Sleep comes very uneasily that night. But you're not the only one who has a visit in the evening. Melody. As you rest, the voices of your friends slowly fade into the background, those keeping watch. And slowly they begin to disappear. The crackling of the fire and the gentle desert winds also fade, and soon you are left in silence. And when you sit up, you are alone, almost. Standing where the fire once was is the matriarch. Her horns are curved outward, or curved forward, and her face is scarred and battered by the many battles she's faced over the last decade. But before you can say anything, she speaks. 10 years since that day, and here you are, continuing to fight despite unimaginable loss. You really are everything she said, aren't you?
And Melody just kind of like looks at her for a little bit before she sits down next to her.
She sits as well next to you.
Well, someone has to.
Indeed. Many are still fighting. Many have given up. But the battle rages on, whether Scala wishes it or not.
I don't like fighting too much. I don't like hurting people. If I have to, I will. It's going to be something of a last resort for me.
I do not delight in hurting people either. I was not a dread demon of cruelty.
I know.
But
You've
I do delight in doing what is needed. I do not feel remorse for those that I slay.
you fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
Such is my charge. I am here to bear to you a warning. Steel yourself, Melody. Under Scala's twisting influence, we have all of us been turned into what we are not. For most of the goddesses, all of them who are flawed, imperfect, good and bad mixed together, they become something similar. But for Evelyn, who had already shed all the evil within her, in me, what she has been twisted into is a monster that I cannot begin to describe. Cruel, vile, wicked. She delights in every merciless kill, in every infliction of pain that she can concoct. What she is now is truly horrific. So steel yourself.
And for a brief while, Melody sits there, pondering the matriarch's words before she raises her head.
But you're both still in there.
I am here, and she is there. Unless you defeat her, you will not get her back. The only way that we will do this is if her and I reunite. She gives a rather disgusted look. But I will do it. Not for her, but for you. You were right. That day, I did choose you as well. And I would make good on that choice. Weaken her, and I will fuse with her once again and buy you the chance you need.
When you do, you won't be able to stay, right?
Depends on how you look at it. I will be one with her again. We will be one being. But we are both still us. As we were when you first met us, so too will we be again. Twisted by Scala's influence, yes, but no longer perfect. Now imperfect. Fallible. That is what you will need. I ask that you kill us then. Free us from the same hell that the Red Lady was in, that Talia is in, that Selena is in, that Flora and Fauna are in. Free us, I beg you.
And Melody just kind of like clenches her claws into a fist.
You know, there is one thing that I like to believe in. From the lessons when I was a kid. The only way to break the cycle of hatred is, well, love and hope. And I know a lot of people don't really take me seriously when I say stuff like that, because in the best case, it's a child's naivete. I think that's what they call it. At worst, it's willful ignorance. But I like to think I'm doing my part in healing the world. Because you can't heal if things get worse and stuff.
A clawed hand reaches out and strokes your cheek. You are my hope. You are my love personified. You can make this world a better place. You are the reason the matriarch and Evelyn can be allowed to pass. And I thank you for that. This world is yours to save now, Melody of the Ivory. I will see you in Far Home. And she vanishes.
In Melody's sleep, a tear rolls down her eye, or from her eye.
And outside of that, a relatively peaceful night awaits you all. And in the morning, you set out again.
Cape Open.
Cape Open.
Yeah. Rialta's more freckles today.
She got them I cried hard last night freckles.
Yeah. It's okay. She moving. Oh, if anyone needs dark vision, let me know.
So as you journey the Ashen Wastes, few words are shared as the task before you weighs heavily on your mind. And at high noon on the second day of your trek, things begin to get dark. And looking up to the sky, it's easy to see why. The moon Rosalind has begun to pass in front of the sun, casting darkness upon the land. Eclipses have different meanings to each of you, To you, Varys, an eclipse is an ill omen, one that foretells of great tragedy and the loss of someone cared for. To you, Rialta, your people consider an eclipse to be a blessing, as the many stars of the sky can be seen during the day in the midst of an eclipse. It is seen as a time of great prophecy. Melody, your people speak of eclipses in a way similar to name days, for it is said that though Dragon was born of the goddess and her beloved, the sun was their egg, and such were they born during an eclipse. Caldana, the tieflings treat an eclipse as a foreboding thing indeed. It is widely said that the night the sky burned was preceded by an eclipse during the day. And Fala, to your people, great heroism is conducted during eclipses. It is said that it was when the eclipse was total that Uruk took Insidiae and struck down Dragon. Looking up to the sky, indeed, Odile Silver looks and goes, ugh. And Lana, on the other hand, goes, oh, all right. It's probably a good sign.
No.
Yes, there's some disagreement in the group about
What kind of
whether
stupid
it's a
star
good-
chart are you reading?
Melody,
Tell
on
you
the
about
other
what
hand,
the
looks-
elves say, okay?
Yeah, everyone, like, is all like, yeah, this is great, and Caldana and Varys just over to the side like, no.
No. It opens a portal to hell? Didn't your mom teach you, loser?
In a way, for Rialta, this is actually almost worse, because she was already, like, reading the stars last night. She's like, I don't want to see more of this right now.
God,
Now
not
Now
now.
the biggest star got covered. That's fucked, dude. It's gonna open a portal to hell. And the fucking orcs think a dragon comes out of it or something stupid. I don't know. All I know is the elves figured it out.
Melody, on the other hand, is super ecstatic. She's just going like,
In
I can
Varys'
fix
mind,
something!
in Varys' mind, not knowing what Dragonborn think about eclipses, he assumes that they think it's like two big skin exchanges done in the sky. Like
Oh
some
my.
moon dragon ripped its scale off and gave it to some hot sun dragon. They're like ultimate horn buddies, and he's like, ah, kids.
Yeah, I would say Rialta's eyes are trying to stare straight ahead. She's not trying to look at the sky right now.
They don't have the wisdom of us mountain folk and forest people, Caldana.
All right.
We didn't invent underwear yet, but we know
I
about
like
the
this
moon.
continent, right?
Yeah.
We like this continent, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very much
we-
how I'm
mean-
thinking.
We don't want it to go. All right.
I mean, do we right
Do
now?
we? I mean, actually, maybe the night the sky burned wouldn't be the worst thing right now.
Oh man, what a way to take her out.
I mean, it would, yeah,
That would
like,
be a little ironic, wouldn't it?
I think
We'd be
Scala
like-
would be so angry if she finally succeeded and took over and the planet got hit by a meteor. She'd be like, that's
tell you
bullshit.
something.
That's bullshit.
Take that. You know what, Scala? No one can prepare for
the
natural
universe,
disasters.
the universe is sending you a sign, honey. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
exactly
time
right.
to pack it up.
Yeah,
Turns out, doesn't matter how smart you are, extinction level events are extinction level events.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You were beat by global warming. And yes, Varys doesn't understand what global warming is.
Melody's gonna patter on over to Odile and go,
Do you have a cooking station I can borrow? I can make snacks and treats.
As,
No.
as we walk.
Yeah, as we're walking, no, I do not.
You got like a kitchen around someone's like arms or something. Just hold
But,
the hot plate.
mobile kitchen and everything.
In
Yeah.
the distance, you can all see Raktala. Fala, I think it's probably a weird sight for you. Rather,
Yes.
you can see what has become of it. Gone are the myriad caravans and wagons, the easily movable battlements, the market shops as far as the eye can see. What remains is a cluttering of webbing, forming a spider's nest miles long. It clumps up into the side of a canyon, giving the appearance of melted silver against the side of an anvil. It has an almost shimmering effect that appears to be the sun reflecting off the webbing. An eerie silence hangs over this place that truly does appear to be at its end. The stench of death and decay reaches you even here, and you care not for the thought of what you might see as you advance.
way worse than the eclipse.
As you begin to enter the area, you frequently find large clumps of spider webbing that upon closer inspection appear to be cocoons of some sort. And it doesn't take you long to realize that the shimmering closer to the canyon is not the sun reflecting off the webbing, but millions of spiders scurrying along.
What? No.
Don't like that.
We should have done a different one next.
I feel like I'm glad my internet got hit by a meteor for a
This
second.
one, this
It
one
sounds
sucks.
bad.
We're not. We're going back.
Lana
just
glanced over
just
like, I
throw
told you
some
it wasn't great."
torches and leave.
We're just gonna burn it.
Varys is like, first off, we're calling Terminex. I'm not dealing with this. This is we need a specialist.
I did the spider level place in Dark Souls 2 over the weekend, and I fucking hated that shit.
Yeah,
well,
but I mean,
I got
is that...
bad news for you.
Oh yeah, you said Dark Souls 2. I was thinking of
The-
1. I was like, at least that spider had a sexy top to it. This one is not. I think.
No.
No, that giant spider had 2 heads and no ass, and it
yeah,
shot
you're right.
lasers.
No
You are-
ass with lasers.
You are able to proceed relatively unimpeded outside of the webbing.
Yeah.
The spiders don't seem to bother you. They're not like massive spiders. They're regular sized spiders. There's just a lot of them. The cocoons and pods become slightly more frequent, and the smell of death and decay increases as you move forward.
Okay.
You certainly don't see anyone living in Scala's dream world here. I'll say that much.
Well,
Can I just remind you that I've got dark vision up to 300 feet?
You can. It will serve you well here.
Does anybody else need dark vision for up to 300 feet?
I mean, I've got 60 feet.
I don't fucking know what my dark vision is,
I
or if I have
don't
any.
think I do at all.
I can give it
Let
to
me
5
see.
people, so I give it to the party. Well, no, it only lasts for an hour, but that's fine. I give it to the party and Odile,
Oh no, I do have dark vision.
but not to 300 feet.
No,
Oh, that's true.
So, I will say that with 300 feet of dark vision, you are able to enter into the domain.
Most D&D thing ever. I have dark vision.
That's the whole thing of this class.
DM, I have dark vision.
That's good to know.
Okay, 300 feet.
In grayscale, you see a canyon, the insides of a canyon, rather, that is heavily canopied with spider's web, and all along the walls, everywhere, the skittering of spiders is now deafening, their movements reverberating up the canyon walls. They are everywhere, though they don't seem to bother you any. They just go about their lives.
I'd like to argue a point about bother me. I think they're
fair.
bothering me.
They don't assault
Yeah.
you in any way.
I go, Varys goes, you know, I lived in a forest, but this is... When there were this many spiders, we went the other way. We said, that's a no-no place.
I think this
Reasonable.
is why we live in the mountains.
100%.
Cold kills them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even Odile's like, this sucks. I
This
hate
is-
this place.
This is a lot of these. Are we stepping on them?
Yeah. Let's say as you go, you probably step on a good number of them.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, it's into like spider web, so they're probably fine. But, you know, they don't seem to get out of the way. But finally, in the depths of the canyon, you emerge in a cavern. I won't make you do the skill check since you all can see.
Nice.
This room is covered
300
in
feet.
web. The one massive web dwarfs them all. Glowing pods around the room give off a dim light, but suspended in the air upon this gargantuan web is what can only be Talia. Her lower body is indeed that of a spider's, and she emerges from the top, a form of armored carapace with long black hair cascading down her back, and she chitters as you enter. At last they come into my web, my chosen's offspring, for whom she made such a pointless sacrifice. Do you have any idea how it feels to give someone so great a gift as I did your mother, only to have her spit in your face? Lana looks fucking pissed off.
I'm just looking between Fala and Lana and like,
Had I known she would waste it on the two of you, I'd have left her to rot in that guard post. I suppose, though, on the bright side, now both her children can continue to disappoint her even in death.
Draw a weapon wasn't the entire thing about her choosing. To criticize it afterwards seems somewhat hypocritical.
I suppose my faith was misplaced. And, let's move over to the battle screen.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
All right,
And
let's
we need our
Starship
music
Troopers
for the
this.
night.
ooh, exciting.
Ooh.
Finally, man.
Everyone may roll for initiative.
Make sure to click your token.
That's a brand
Oh my
new
god,
idea.
is that her?
That's the music.
No. As in
There.
like.
That
on
is
the-
No,
Talia.
the big old token.
Make sure your HP is right.
Oh, who wants it? Who wants advantage?
I
I already
already
have
have it.
Okay, I take it then.
Yeah, you may as well take it.
Well, that didn't do me much better. Great.
Oh my god. Can't do
Womp
worse
womp.
than me!
Womp womp.
Roll with advantage. Well, Lana with her plus 15 got a 22.
Chronergy wizards.
Yeah, she's a
They
chronergy
bullshit.
wizard. She is designed to go first,
That is.
She literally went like.
basically.
Fireball. Just fireball.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast protection from fucking spiders.
Yeah.
Well, good thing these are celibate spiders.
I can't wait to have way more spells than I have spell slots for.
What? What is a
Inspiration goes to
non-celibate
Melody.
Oh, nice,
It-
nice.
It would. A non-celibate spider would be a fucking spider.
Oh, I get it. Now, you know what?
Yeah.
Now I see. All I knew is you made me think about the spider impregnating us, and I was not a fan. So it was like,
Why?
Gross.
oh, I agree.
I don't like the thing you just did with your mouth.
Yeah, you are not the
Lana-
first lady I've heard say that.
Lana is going to toss a bead over to Odile Silver, who catches it.
I got 25. I'm not on there.
Oh yeah, we gotta add.
Sorry. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
wow,
I'm
bad.
I'm the loser that
Allah
uses
has
my
the
real
Zoom
dice.
5, and then we also
If
need
I-
a dial on there.
Yes.
Who rolled a 12 plus 6.
Please make sure your HP is all correct.
Oh, mine's
point.
correct.
That's
All right,
Oh.
and who wants a displacement cloak?
We said we give it to someone squishy. Who are squishy
Melody,
people?
take the displacement cloak.
Melody, you have a displacement cloak.
Cool.
You do.
Oh
Alright.
yeah, and I get the elven kind one, right?
You have the
Yes,
Olden
yes, you
kind
do.
cloak, and,
And I
you
took
have
the
the
Ion
Ion
Stone.
Stone.
Yeah, I took the Ion Stone.
And I assume I took our +3 armor that Callie gave us.
The what?
Callie, or the +3 full plate.
Excuse you, I can wear heavy armor now. I think that's mine.
Yeah. Okay. Arm wrestle me for it.
Fala, you're up first with Lana on deck.
Okay, sorry. I was just adding that to my sheet.
Yep.
Use Mommy's Smite.
I mean, basically. Oh yeah, we're doing the cunning action for the free dash.
All right.
Dash up into its ash.
Pretty
I've
much.
had advantage on charisma saves this entire fucking game.
That's so good that you didn't know that. That's
Ah.
literally my favorite thing ever. I wonder how
Yeah.
many things possessed you that didn't need to.
Just one.
Hmm.
No, I think she needed to.
Oh yeah, that's a great point actually.
And I'm just trying to figure out.
I'd like to
The
fail my
thing
save
here.
on purpose, so that the beautiful demon.
Oh,
may
I
come to my grave.
gain advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn yet.
Hell yeah, smack it.
And any hit. Oh, it's not surprise, so that doesn't matter.
Oh, assassin.
Yep. You are
Yeah.
assassin. So yep, you get advantage on the attack.
You get that advantage on that attack roll, which means you sneak attack. Which means you crack a lot.
Does a 30 hit?
Okay.
Yes, I would say a 30 hits.
Fucking bullshit.
Hey, it's not my fault. Callie keeps giving us stupid, overpowered shit.
Don't
Wait till you
say
win
anything.
this fight. You're gonna get more stupid, overpowered bullshit.
Yeah, it's a lot getting glowy.
Actually, that's a great point. I need you to roll a d20 at the start of your turn.
While she rolls,
That
is
one's a
the little
17.
like wing thing on me a carryover from something else?
It is, yeah.
17 on that.
17. Okay, you nothing happens.
Does this count as a demon? A
It does
fiend
count
or
as a demon.
abyssal?
Oh.
It is definitely a fiend.
Okay, cool.
It
That
is
means I
by
get to.
definition a fiend.
That means I get to add the 2d6 radiant damage.
I
Oh,
did get that,
yeah.
didn't I?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, shit. Alright.
And I have advantage, so I get to add my sneak attack.
You get that sneak attack. Right in
I'm
the
gonna need
fucking
bigger
thorax.
hands to roll all these dice.
Now we're just bragging now.
Now we're just bragging.
Go away.
Okay, give me a moment.
Please, no
So,
problem.
does the breakdown on it matter?
Let's see. As long as you don't deal any acid or poison damage, no.
Gotcha.
I don't know why, but I'm getting Kingdom Hearts vibes out of the music, and I like it.
There's a drum beat that's pretty common.
I can see Sora's little foot, well, his big ass foot.
It's close to the one in the common fights.
I
So
take my,
that
my
is
keyblade out.
46 total.
Ouch. You
There's-
so Fla, this bitch insults your mom and insults the two of you a lot.
Yeah,
and
we
you're
ain't having
not-
any.
Yeah,
we
you're
ain't
not
having
any
none of that.
So you lunge forward, kick up off the ground, and bury Mother's Blade into the side of Talia, who lets out a shriek. She does not like that. Anything else?
I believe that is it then. Yeah, because I already dashed up here.
All right. Lana is going to use a bonus action to toss a pearl over to Odile, and then use an action to cast haste on Cerberus.
Nice.
And that will be the
Hell
wing,
yeah.
I think. We will use the wing for that. And I need this for concentration. No, we'll use that for concentration. All right. And, yeah, Lana will go 5, 10, 15, step over the corpse, 20, and she will go up there, take a position. Up next, it is AC 20, so we're going to use a layer action. And she is going to summon spiders.
I mean, that seems unnecessary as hell.
Is this a spell?
Yeah.
No, it is a layer action.
Wait,
Not yet.
yes, I do remember this. Yes.
As all around you, some of those glowing pods in here begin to hatch, and what crawls out of them, I say spiders. That's an interesting choice of turn of phrase. You're all pretty sure these were Uruk at one point, but they have become twisted and mangled. Their arms now break apart and separate into multiple arms. Their heads are upside down.
Okay.
And Falah, you would recognize immediately, specifically, these are abbesses. These are the prioresses. This has been their fate.
Well,
Okay, well, I'm a little less angry about it now.
more
fair.
like
They kind of deserved it in a way.
Yeah,
like General grievously injured. You know what I'm saying?
I
Okay.
see what you did there.
Because of the
on
arms.
Talia's turn. She is going to
Okay, for her turn.
snarl out, and she is going to use her mage attack, or her multi-attack, rather, I should say.
Bring it.
She is going to make 4 attacks.
Okay.
First is she's going to do 2 scythe kicks.
What the fuck?
Does a 27 hit your AC?
It does.
Does a 16?
It does not.
3 plus 13 I just rolled.
Yeah.
All right, so you are going to take 3d8 plus 10 damage.
I'm sorry. What? You said a lot of numbers there, and that they are all high.
13. You're going to take 23,
Your numbers are high.
23
Numbers are
bludgeoning
high,
damage.
23, you say?
Yeah, 23 bludgeoning damage. Actually, it's slashing damage, not bludgeoning
That
damage.
makes sense.
It doesn't matter.
It's scythe kick. She is then going to try and take a big old bite out of you.
Okay, I wish to unsubscribe from this battle.
Yeah. I
26 to hit. That's going to do 4d6 plus 8 damage. 2, 8, 10, 11 plus 8. Those are some terrible rolls. 19 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
use the power of love.
A con save, you say?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this character's not as good with that as my other ones.
Yeah, a little less beefy.
16.
16. You are going to take 9 poison damage, and you are paralyzed for 1 minute.
I don't like that.
That is-
Paralyzed for 1 minute.
Yep. As she slashes at you twice. One of them you dodge, the other one catches you, and then she kind of comes out and just
You said
bites
9,
into your
right?
neck. 9 poison, yep. She
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
bites into your neck, and as the venom begins to flow through your body, everything begins to seize up, and you have a hard time moving.
Well, I'm gonna growl at her because that's all I can do.
You can
Yep.
still growl. That is true.
Yep.
All right.
Can't take that away, Callie.
I can't. That is true. Oh, I gotta roll for the fiend spiders. They are going to. Wow, that is a terrible roll. Okay. Well, the good news for y'all is they go. I think they go last on a 4.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yep.
They're
Yay.
still sleepy.
They are still sleeping. They were just born, kind of. Okay. Odile is up. Oh, man. She is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, oh my god, 25, 30. And bonus action to dash, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's right there. she will pop the gem that Lana tossed her, which is a 5th level Shadow Blade.
Ooh.
And then she will attack with it. It deals 2d8 psychic damage plus. All right. It now deals 4d8 psychic damage. Does a 23 hit? It does. So 4d8. Let's throw this out here. So 17 psychic. What is the sneak attack at this level, Kiona? Oh, Kiona's not there.
Sneak, what level?
Sneak attack at 13th level.
I think it's 4. Let me check.
It's higher than that because it's 5 at level
Does
9.
it not show you on the thing?
I don't have a character sheet up for.
No, you're good. I got it right here.
Oh.
The
I'm playing Odal from
damage.
memory.
The damage at level 13 is
Yep.
76.
76. All right, so let me
Yep.
just roll 76.
It's basically it's half rounded up.
Got it. All right, so she is going to do 39 damage
Damn.
on that big old swing. And Caldana, you are up.
Okay. First off, bonus action, I would like to rage.
Nice.
As a bonus action, you rage.
I'm gonna do the thing that lets me jump 20 feet forward when I rage, and then I'm going to pop, what's the ability?
Jerry.
Wrath of the Righteous.
All right.
And I'm gonna fly up to the big bitch.
You do so.
And that's it for me.
All right. Remind me if there's anything I need to know about Wrath of the Righteous.
Utilize the power of your spark to become an angel of wrath. The ice of your sword shatters and reveals a flaming blade beneath. As an action, wings made from fire erupt from your back and grant you a fly speed equal to your movement. In addition, instead of your melee weapon attacks dealing additional 1d8 cold damage, they now deal additional 2d8 fire damage.
Got it.
Ends after 1 minute when I'm unconscious or choose to do so as a bonus action.
Got it. Perfect. Alrighty. She is going to use a legendary action at the end of your turn. And she is going to use Web Cocoon. She sprays an acidic webbing all over a target within 60 feet of her. The target must succeed on a DC 17 strength save or be restrained by the webbing. I believe Falah auto fails because she is paralyzed.
Yeah, it's a what kind of strength? Yeah.
Yeah,
Auto fail.
she's going to take 18 acid damage when she returns, and is restrained in addition to being paralyzed. As you see her engulfed in this web cocoon.
All right.
Out of curiosity, doesn't Falah get something related to acid damage on the tattoo? I seem to remember Brooks
Outstanding question.
not taking acid damage for some reason, but
Yep.
that
let
might
me
have just been
check.
her own webs? I don't remember.
Yeah.
That might well be. Let me check though. Melody, Varus, Brooks. You have advantage on initiative rolls. Once trapped. Nope. She still takes normal damage from acid. She probably just can't take it from her own webs.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Okay.
would make sense. I just wanted to make sure.
For sure.
Especially
Sir
'cause she's not here.
Varus, you are up with Rialta on deck.
Well, Cerberus is hasted, so I look like the Flash.
Yep, that's
And
true.
I double my movement speed, so I'm gonna move 60 feet right here.
Damn.
I go whoosh,
Yep, you go whoosh.
just like that. I go a whoosh. Once I am there, I am going to use my bonus action to conjure the power of the spirit of the land and place my Hexblade's curse for the first time on someone.
What does your Hexblade's curse look like?
I think for just a moment, my visage is covered in an ethereal caul that resembles the face I saw of the spirit of Serene. And as the glowing eyes look out, I think that it's strangely calming. I think that fluttering around the individual is just a single ethereal moth.
Okay. You put your Hexblade's
beckoner
curse
of
on.
their death. All right. Yes, you are restrained in poison and took 18 acid damage. And then I will begin the smackdown. I gotta put that I used my... Alright.
You're going to layeth the smacketh down.
I'm going to bring the smack alive. Alright. First attack with a Siltec longsword. 25.
That will hit.
I will smite this bitch, please.
I would like to do smite.
I would like to smite on her.
What level
lips.
smite will you be doing?
I use 3rd level spell.
All right. You do get the plus 1d8 for it being a fiend.
And she fiends, so we 3rd level with max of with everything all in, it should be 6d8. 2d8 plus 3d8 is 5d8 plus the fiend is 6d8. Yep. And then I've got an additional just regular d8 radiant damage that I do with Superior Smite. So that's 7d8, 7d8, and then 8d8 for my normal sword.
Nice.
So, because the type of damage doesn't matter, I imagine. And then I had plus 9 to it, so 8d8 plus 9, I'll just roll that in here for the sake of ease. Oop. That is the wrong way to do that. Here we go. 45 magical slashing and radiant damage on my first attack. As Cerberus... Oh no, I forgot to add the additional 5 damage for my Hexblade's curse. So 50.
All right. Yeah, you bury your blade into her back with the Siltec weaponry and the magic of your oath, and it's not a good time for her.
I am going to attack again.
Okay. Suppose I would.
Got a nat 20! Nat!
Oh!
Oh dear. All right, do it
Do
up.
it!
Oh no.
Oh, no.
20! I
This is
think
about to be nasty.
I'm
Well,
going
I
to smite.
guess I know what her 1 9th level cleric spell is going to be.
I think I'm going to smite again. With a 3rd level.
Yeah,
And-
I probably would.
That'll be... Everything gets doubled, so that 8d8 would then turn to 16d8 plus 9. Or, not plus 9, plus 14.
Yeah, plus 14.
So,
Ow.
we do 16...
Oh, this is how Robbie Landis feels.
Yes.
88!
My God.
And I strike her again.
Ooh.
And I raise up the sword, and I think
She
the call
got
of the-
she got put in the
It
blender.
Ferris.
All
I
right,
think
so as
yeah.
much as she didn't like the last swing,
Yeah.
she really doesn't like this one, and her head turns around 180 degrees to look at you.
I think what she does, she sees the burning eyes of the spirit of Serene looking back at her.
Damn. All right.
And then Varys, because he is the Flash, can make another attack.
Yep.
as a melee weapon attack because he's hasted right now.
He is.
Oh, he is?
And
What
so
the fuck?
yes, I was hasted, and so he goes at a superhuman, which that would make sense because he's an elf. So he goes at a super elven speed for a third slash, and he goes,
my
"Is this
God.
what vengeance paladins get to do?" And
We
I
do
am
well.
going to use one of my inspos on this. I only have 2.
Fish for that next
So-
crit.
I'm gonna fish for a crit. And I got it, baby! Natural 20 again! Oh my god, this is why people play this game! Oh, I have DM'd for so long. I never get to do this. Do you know how many 3rd level spell slots I have, Callie? 3, baby!
I do know
Oh,
how many you have at that level. Do it up.
I feel like I saw the life leave Callie's
I'm not even
eyes.
trying to be gross, I'm gonna come.
Oh,
Okay? So I'm just telling you right now. Here it goes. Varys goes again. And in this last one, I don't know if she's gonna die or not. I don't know if she's gonna full heal or not. But he's gonna say it anyway as he goes for this one. He's going to yell for and he just stabs forward with all the energy that he can, using his last 3rd level spell slot, blowing that magic wad for his dear friend, the first person of the group that really reached out to him and tried to get to. It's true. And tried to get to know him, even though he kind of sucked. And I mean, we can't blame Kildana for not being the first. He was mad racist. But
True.
so 16d8 plus 14. Here we fucking go. 98, baby. Fuck.
What?
My-
Oh my god.
All right, sorry, we're on stream. My bad. All right, so the last thrust. I don't know if she's dead or not, but I'm still gonna describe it this way.
Cerberus,
Yeah.
how do you want to do this?
So Cerberus, I'm so sorry. I don't get to do this very much, so I'm gonna go over the whole thing. Cerberus, when he's hasted, runs up like the fucking Flash, like a motherfucker, and speeds by this lady. And first, he powers down his shield and outstretches his hand, and the call of the spirit of Serene appears, and the moth of Mother Ash begins to rotate around it, and he calls upon the power that's inside him of flora and fauna who are long corrupted, an ancient power, an old cycle, the power of life and death, and he slashes. And then he does it again, gaining even deeper purchase. And in the same cut in her body, as she turns her fetid head around to stare at him with her acid-filled maw, he looks at her with the glowing eyes of the spirit of Serene, and says, "For Brooks!" and stabs forward with all the remaining strength that the gods had granted him, and blasts the energy straight through this demon spider bitch, to quote Nissa.
Yeah.
Ferris, I just want to point out, you say you don't get to do this often. You've done this to all of the dread demons we've killed.
You know, here's the thing. I do get to do this as a paladin, but I mean, literally, like, years of being pretty much an only DM.
The forever
Forever.
DM.
The
I
forever
want you to
DM,
know
so,
this
yeah.
is what you all just beat. She had 315 HP.
I mean,
She had a 9th level spell for 1 power word heal that should have reset her a full.
you want to know something? You want to know something? You are now in the realm of Brennan Lee Mulligan. He had literally a CR21 creature that did the exact same thing, died
Yeah.
before days. And hey, way to go, Falah, for that first fat hit, because
Hey.
we're not playing around. Let me explain something
This
to you.
is this
We
is why
are
you
done.
don't go with single big boss monsters.
I'm
They
gonna tell
don't
you-
work in
Oh, no,
5th
no,
edition.
Oh no,
I
there were
literally-
plenty of little spiders.
I was
You
saying,
know
like,
what we
each
said?
of those spiders are CR6 with over 90 HP.
Oh,
And
don't
there was
worry
4
about
more
it.
coming next round.
And don't worry about it. You know what we said?
Are
I
there?
don't have time. Get them out of my face. A stab. And
Yeah.
a stab.
There was
And a
total of
stab.
16 of those spiders available to be summoned eventually.
Can you learn haste, Sarah?
We didn't even get to Rialta and Melody's turn.
Yeah.
We did not. We're just hanging out back.
They're
Because
just,
Falah
they're just
and
sitting there
Varys-
vibing.
Listen,
Aldana's
you,
just flying there like, well, this was a waste of...
listen, you guys all cared about Brooks. I'm not denying that, all right? But Fala and Varys, all right, it's a special relationship, okay? We was tight, all right? And also one of them was like blood.
Don't say that.
And
Okay.
we went and we had to go out big.
Yep. Well.
So basically the next dread demon we're fighting is gonna have like 500 HP, right?
I don't-
Callie?
I don't think you need to
probably.
worry about my overpowered magic item because I'm never going to be able to use it.
True. Yeah. You know what? I'm wrong.
Listen,
I was
this
wrong.
is the first time Varys has like rolled above a 10 in the initiative order, so he's gonna just live this.
You know what was going to make it worse? I was going to give everyone advantage on attacks
There you
next
go.
turn.
There you go. It was only gonna get worse from there. Honestly, she's lucky she went down
Well,
like this.
I mean, I was probably gonna put 2 of you down this turn. She had an AOE, circular
Yeah.
AOE for 26 damage, and then acid
That's
spray
great.
for 80 acid damage on everybody.
That's crazy.
But,
Why?
we didn't
Now
get to
hold
that.
on. Why couldn't we get to that?
Well, she's dead.
Because she's fucking dead. She's dead. She's dead in front of us. We put it in her abdomen.
Rob, I want you
Yeah.
to know I cannot wait for Flora and Fauna.
I know. I'm gonna go down in round 1. I'm gonna roll a 2 on initiative and be dead so fast, which is why I'm gonna enjoy this now. Okay?
Yeah,
It's the only
enjoy
one
it.
I'm never gonna get.
Enjoy
I know
it
how the
while it
fates
lasts,
work.
because you
I know how
just
the
made the
fates
next
work.
bosses that much harder for us, buddy. You
All
fucked
right.
the
And
fall.
this was after Callie fucking buffed Talia, right?
She is, I mean, she is harder right now written than Diascala is. So
Yeah, but you can't.
Don't worry.
You can't plan around 2 crits. That's impossible.
no,
To do.
you can't.
Yeah, especially one that
Especially
does
if they happen
98
I thought I
fucking
had
damage.
planned around it because
2
my thought was
paladin crits.
right.
Right.
I thought
you
I had
can't.
planned around it because my thought was then like, okay, I'll get him
Yeah.
to burn his or his 3rd level spell slots, and then she can full heal, and now I've got
Yeah.
them in a better spot.
And now,
Nope.
now we all see, even
Yep.
me, who was like, I don't agree with that.
Maybe those
Why-
paladin nerfs are completely justified.
Why
as
some
it
of those
turns out.
paladin nerfs in 1D&D exist? You go, no, it's fine, and then you go, actually,
Not
though.
actually.
Callie, I have a really quick question for you as a DM.
Yeah.
Which was worse, this or Robbie?
Yeah,
pulling
which
a
which
fucking
Robbie
first
do you
move?
hate more?
Which this or what?
This or the fucking
The Mewtwo
Pokemon first
quote.
movie quote?
Mewtwo movie quote.
The Mewtwo movie quote, just because I spent like an entire week planning that session in that moment, that hurt more. This feels more like fucking Kara and
Kara doing the
Darth-
one shot on the
the
Star
Wampa and
Wars.
the fucking Mandalorian, whose name I can't think of right now.
Mandalore Somnus.
Thank you.
Oh my god!
All right. Anyway, as Talia screeches out, she staggers
for
back
you.
and forth. All around, her body begins to harden and petrify, bright green blood spraying out of the wounds. And then she begins to crumble, and all around her, the web in the area begins to burn away into ash. And as the large base of her form crumbles away, a smaller form slides out among the innards and blood. Talia, goddess of fate and destiny, lays there and looks up wearily. She glances at you, Fala, who you are now feeling better.
Oh, good. It's a long dying animation.
Yeah. She looks up at you, though, Fala, and offers the smallest of smiles. It is as I said. I love mortals for your ability to make even my sight meaningless. When I chose your mother, I saw that her death was a possibility, and there were two outcomes after that. In one, you gave in to despair, and the world met its end. And in the other, you grasped your sword and continued to fight. I do not dare follow that thread to its end. I know not what comes after this moment, but I have faith in you, all of you. There is a comfort in not knowing what comes next.
Rest in peace.
Be
Vlad, do
free.
you have any words for Talia?
She'll just sort of, white knuckle, grabbing the sword.
She examines you. Your mother never regretted any of her choices. Do not dishonor
know.
her memory by questioning them.
I know.
She nods.
She's got that look like she's trying to figure out what she wants to do with all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And after a moment, she will sheathe the sword and offer a hand to help her stand.
She shakes her head. No. My time is over. Now it is yours. And as her body fades into the light, the energy coalesces around you, swirling into the spider tattoo on your body, which springs back to life and begins to scurry about your form. Your tattoo has reached its awakened state. The spider has granted you limited sight into the endless possibilities during combat. You now inflict a critical hit on a 19 or a 20. In addition, while you are conscious, you have advantage on saving throws.
What? On all the saving throws?
While she's conscious, yes.
On all of them.
I was gonna
Oh.
say, like,
Your fucking face is too much right now,
That's,
Rob.
That's pretty good.
It is.
My tattoo's still pretty cool, I guess.
Well, yours is only 3rd level. You haven't gotten to the 4th stage of yours yet.
You haven't gotten
It's
it
still
yet.
Hey, does it
pulsing,
give
it's
me
not
a huge
throbbing yet.
dick? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, it makes you pretty strong. Let me see what yours is.
Oh my god. No, don't spoil. Don't spoil.
Oh, okay.
I know it does. I just know that. No, don't spoil.
That's fine.
I'm just joking. That's
Yeah.
really good.
It
That's
is. It's very
fucking-
good.
I don't
I
mind.
think if I recall, Falaz was the weakest stage 3 and is one of the most powerful stage 4s, if I recall. But you hardly have a moment to celebrate the revival of your tattoo and the fading of Talia.
To be
As
fair,
ju-
she didn't know it any other way.
It's fair.
Mm.
Just as Caldana's did, your spark begins to ignite. Blinding radiance erupts out of your mouth and eyes, and for just a moment, you can feel it. You know instinctively that if you allowed this radiance to overtake you, you would become the goddess of choice, holding domain over free will and spirit. Or you could become an Onrado and live among the mortals till that divine force claimed you. Only you will ever truly know what you would have chosen. For just as with Caldana, that radiance is pulled from you into the empty gem you carry with you, and it begins to glow a deep green color. You may add a spark of Falah, born of many, to your inventory.
I'm gonna boop your snoot with it. To get the spark in there. Varys just goes, got it. Like a Pokeball.
Lana is like, well, that went better than I had anticipated.
Varys is still hasted, so he's like, yeah, that's crazy.
Lana stops concentrating, and you feel very tired now.
Oh, okay. Nobody listen if I fart. Everything is loose all of a sudden. I'm very tired. Varys takes a seat on the ground.
All around you, the ash continues to decay away. The webbing decays away. The many bodies here, their skeletons, all that remain of them. Unlike in Mina's Grove, you do not find survivors. No one survived. And perhaps some part of Talia knew that they would not want to wake up from this and did not force it upon them.
Last final act of kindness, one could say.
Perhaps.
It was the demon of the end.
Indeed.
Your journey... sorry.
We should do something about it.
Let's. Are the bodies still here? Or are they all turning to ash?
No, the bodies, the skeletons are what remain at this point, but, your mother speaks up to that. I will have the severed hand come up and lay Raktala to rest.
Thank you.
Lana, if you would take them back to Ashok, I think they would do well to report on the success here. Lana nods. Odile approaches you. For what it's worth, I don't think your mother could have chosen better.
Just wordlessly pull into a hug.
Mm-hmm. She hugs you back very tightly. When we finish here, I will I'll come visit in Ashok if I am welcome.
I'll see that you are.
She smiles and nods.
As this is happening, can I approach Fala?
You can. She's not going to stab you or anything.
Dude, that'd be so funny. Could I approach Fala? Fuck no.
When she sees you getting close, she starts backing up in pace with your stuff.
She keeps 5 feet between her.
Bubble? No, yeah, sorry.
And she's gonna look over at most the landscape basically, and
Do you or your mom have good memories in this place? It doesn't have to be grand. It can be a memory of something that you remember fondly.
Of things here?
Of here? Of a feeling?
Lana kind of gives a grimace and has that same complicated look.
Not really.
She nods.
and at that Melody kind of gives a small nod and casts prestidigitation, and kind of above them is gonna be a symbol for of Talia, her yeah, I guess her symbol, her for people who worship her, that.
Very well.
And alongside it would be to her best attempts the face of Brooks.
Oh,
Lana kind of tenses up, and you can tell she's trying not to cry.
We can make one right now.
She nods.
it's fine. It is what it is. I've had my share of more pleasant memories since.
Fly, you hear in your mind, I'm very proud of you. You were magnificent.
I'll just think back. Thank you.
Could you hand the sword to Lana?
No hesitation.
Lana kind of blinks and she's hesitant for a moment, but she reaches out and takes it and stands there and looks down. And all at once, she starts to cry. She cries ugly, to be clear. It is not a pretty crying. A lot of emotion comes out.
It's a real ugly cry.
It is a real ugly cry. And she just sinks down to her knees and sobs.
That's good. That's resolving some things. That's good.
It is.
Varys gives a thumbs up to the image of Brooks in the sky.
Realtor just looks at it and smiles. It's quiet.
Oh,
Then-
she's getting the hug as soon as the first tear.
Yeah. She hugs you very, very tightly.
We're crushing some ribs right now.
Yeah, this is a proper Uruk hug. And eventually she does hand you the sword back and smiles. Thank you.
It wouldn't be fair to keep her to myself.
I will take you all back.
I'm glad you could hear her.
As always, she knew just what to say.
She was good at that.
Yeah.
Yes. He was. Caldana, I need uppies, please.
You can deal
Very-
with that, Caldana.
Very tired.
What's happening?
He wants
I
to
have
be
a
lifted.
wave of lethargy after the spell left.
She'll just
and-
drag Varys behind
Oh.
her.
Well, this is
Okay.
fine. If you could just switch
To be
off
fair, the
arms.
ash would make that easier than like dirt would.
It's true.
Yes, it is. Well, it
Or
is
less
starting to
friction.
cake in my backside, but that's fine. The beggars can't be choosers. And...
She kind of like fakes out like she's gonna throw him into the big hole in the middle of the
okay,
room.
well, we're all having a good time. All right, you're funny. You're a little jokester. All right. My arm is not going to stay in that socket. Go.
All right.
Just get my line of possums carrying you like a freaking Cinderella movie.
Varys kills himself right there. He's not gonna get carried by a bunch of rats.
Your arm socket won't be falling out though.
Yeah, but his least favorite animal is the Terracin possum. He's decided.
Hey,
They
the
killed the
pteropossums
beholder.
are awesome, alright?
Yeah, well, Varys, even though he's the nature guy, it's the one he doesn't like.
I mean, it could be worse. You
Yeah.
could just summon a bunch of spiders.
As I say, I could choose spiders if you prefer.
No, thank you.
Varys picks the possum.
Hard pass.
Skitter along.
Just
Very-
making sure.
All
is
right.
that the possum saying?
Scurry and scatter.
So,
helping you.
You are all going to level up.
Nice.
But I'm going to ask you to just wait a little bit to do that until the end of the session. I'm having Fala do it, or Lana do it right now, so that she can teleport you all back.
Wee!
Are we gonna do the walk through trees? I don't remember the name of the fucking spell.
No, she's literally casting
No,
teleport.
she's teleporting.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have to do. I mean, I guess there are no trees here anyway, because it's kind of. Well, I guess we could go back and do the tree. But
No, so she is going to
we
cast teleport. And you watch as Odile steps aside so that she doesn't get caught in the teleport and waves. And she says, "I'll see you soon." And with that, you all vanish, and you feel yourself torn through space and time, but not like you were last time you were teleported like this. Instead, you just suddenly appear in Silence Broken. And Carmen blinks. Lana gives a kind of relieved sigh. Okay, so I didn't want to tell you guys before, but that was definitely my first time casting that spell. I was relatively certain it would work.
Just gonna look at Carmen. It hasn't been another 10 years, right?
It was wonderful. And
know,
she
only-
gets more hug.
Only 4 years this time. And she gives a wry grin.
Ferris holds up his hand.
Zing.
He's flipped the gauntlet around, so it looks like his hand is backwards. Is this supposed to happen? Is it supposed to look like this?
She blinks. It'll probably fix itself in time.
All right.
You are all back. Welcome back to Ash Oak. Carmen walks over. So you were successful then?
Handedly
Yes.
so, thanks to Cerberus.
He was successful.
And Fala.
And Fala. And had I not been,
And
there would've been
I helped.
and had I not been, there was a flaming demon. And Lana.
I can sing you about it.
Yes, there's also that.
Okay.
No, I can literally sing about what happened.
Oh, okay.
And then she's gonna like do like a fucking guitar riff on fuck, I forgot the name of the guitar
On
the
your
protector.
on your sick
and
ass.
just like yeah. Yeah, and she's gonna regale everyone.
Your sick axe, or if you prefer, your sax.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, she does have a flute, a lute, and something that goes to. I don't know if the toot
That is
is a
true.
trumpet or a saxophone.
When
but
there's
you know.
a moment
Damn
where
it.
Relta very seriously wants to ask where Kelsey is.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. And you are informed that Kelsey has been quite adamantly trying to leave the hospital to return to her forge so she can continue working.
All right, well, she knows where that is.
How many bones are still broken?
Carmen tells you that she is not certain.
All right, well, I have to go. I need to go count some bones. So.
You all make your way on over. You get to the hospital to find out that Kelsey is indeed not there. And
right.
you can guess where she probably is, so you all head on over to her
just
forge
run to
instead.
the forge because I don't have time.
Okay. You make it to the forge, and indeed, there she is. She is currently working out how to properly work a two-handed hammer with only one arm. But you see
Right.
that she has commandeered one of her Iron Man suits to basically do the work for her,
Oh no, she's invented a power hammer.
basically.
Hmm.
She
Kelsey-
looks up. Oh, wow, you got back really fat. She looks at Lana. Ah. Yeah, that would do it.
Yes.
Got back really fat. Wow.
Yikes.
What?
Really fast.
I didn't eat that much.
I apologize, Sir Varys. I just need a moment of Kelsey's time. Kelsey,
Yes?
those stones that you made us, I point to the ones that Sir Varys is holding. Oh no, were those? Did she make those?
No, I got these
Oh,
from
shit.
the
From
Spirit of Serene. She turns them into weapons.
Yeah.
I super messed that up. Shit. Okay.
So, all right, what are you
I'm
trying to do?
confused.
I would like another one.
Oh, you want another? You want to? Oh, well, Sir Verisal, I suppose I could try to find out if there's any way to get another one. I can't guarantee anything, but I could attempt to commune with my patron at the appropriate time.
If, I apologize, I totally messed that up. I should have asked.
Well, that's all right. I need to just make sure her bones are together anyway, so this was good.
That's fair enough. I will leave you to that. But yes,
My
at
bones are
your
fine, thank you.
earliest convenience, and she'll step away.
And Flaw will eye her messing about with what she's doing. I'm pretty sure that's objectively false.
You're right.
Okay.
I have no
well,
idea, but I'll find out.
Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody. I've got great news about the jetpack. Was able to locate most of the frame to it. I'm pretty
Right.
sure I can get it back into working order soon.
How fast, with that hammer, can you get yourself back into working order? And your frame?
My frame's doing great. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm good.
great.
I'm fine.
Cool. Fantastic. So glad
Yeah.
to hear about it.
I'm doing great. Anyway,
Right.
you're back. Do I get another shiny thing to work with?
Actually, you know what? We're still putting that all together, right, Fala? We're getting that. Kelsey, your bones are broken. All right? I'm just gonna say it. I understand that you don't want to hear it from me, and you're gonna say, well, whatever. You're not a real dad anyway.
You're
that's fine.
grounded until you're healed.
And that's fine. But here's the thing, all right? I'm worried about you. Several of us are worried about you. You broke several of your bones. And quite frankly, the greatest thing that you could do to help all of us, which is your greatest concern right now, would just be to take it easy for a few minutes. I know several different healing spells, and if you were willing, I would really appreciate it if you'd let me just take a look at you tonight.
Make a persuasion check.
I'll walk over and sort of whisper, "Parents, just give it to him."
I will make my
In her
persuasion.
ear.
Long lost parents, just give them something.
26.
Jeez.
Damn.
She looks at you all, and there's a complicated look on her face. Best thing that I can do is get better. The best thing I can do is keep training. The best thing I can do is go to school. The best thing I can do is heal. It's what you all always say. And then you leave anyway. And then you're all just gone.
I know. Varys is going to step forward.
Please
and
don't make me stop. Please, I can help. I promise I can help. Please
Varys
don't
is
leave
just
again.
gonna step forward and embrace her without trying to break anything.
She sniffles into you.
I'm not going anywhere. And if you can't trust me as your father, know that as a knight, I swear it. Not going anywhere, Kelsey.
She just clings on to you.
Ferris is going to turn around for a minute when he strokes, while he strokes her hair. Could you give us some space?
Yes, of course, and just sort of escort everybody out.
Aldana was already on her way out to give them.
Varys isn't going to have her leave the forge, but once she's gotten to, you know, a slightly calmer place, he's just going to bring her some water and just sit there with her. Not leaving. And if she wants to say anything, he'll listen to it. But otherwise, he's just going to be right there. For as long as she'll let him.
I've always been smart. I can make things that don't make sense to other people. And I look at them and it's as plain as writing in a book. And when I started making stuff for the Resistance, for the Whispers, they told me how great it was. They told me how much they needed me and how much I could help them. And it felt really good.
I'm sure.
I couldn't protect my dad. I couldn't stop Mom from having to do what she's doing now. But I could help them, and I can help you.
You have. I honestly have no idea if this will help or not, but Kelsey, you need to realize something. And I don't know how to help you realize it. We were supposed to help you. I was supposed to turn around that day. Your father was supposed to come back. Your mother was supposed to think about you first, even if it doesn't make sense, even if the world crumbles around them. And they couldn't make those choices because life is hard, or they're afraid, or they're weak and fragile, or maybe because we live in a world where if enough people get pissed at you, sometimes you turn into a demon. Things are kind of complicated. But what's not complicated? And Varys thinks for a moment. It's not complicated. Do you remember that 10 years ago in the tree?
She nods. Yes.
You were right. It's not complicated. We were supposed to help you. And we failed. And I can ask your forgiveness 1,000 times, and I want it, even if I don't deserve it. And I know I don't, but it's not about that. It's not about me. We were supposed to protect you. We failed you. And it's okay to be angry about it. But I don't want to see you beat yourself up over it. The issue is not whether or not you're good enough. It's whether or not we were. And we weren't. And I'm sorry.
She looks at you. And then she just rests her head on your shoulder. I forgive you, Dad.
Freezes. Varys freezes for a moment. Thank you. And he'll cry quietly for a little bit while he just strokes her head.
And so indeed, you all take a few days to recover. To remember that there are good things in this world. To remember that even in a time where all feels lost so often, families can mend, relationships can heal, tieflings can get up to some kinky shit.
Oh, they keep doing that, dude.
I know. Every time.
In the sacred tree.
Yeah.
It's
Well.
sacred.
Eventually, Kelsey does return to work when she is healed and with everyone's blessing. And Falah, it is only a day after when she approaches you, holding Mother's Blade, and she offers it to you. You now have Mother's Blade ascended.
Oh.
It is still a +3 sentient scimitar, but instead of its radiant strikes, it now has, instead of Demon Slayer, it now has Hero's Blade. Mother's Blade Ascended has been purified, and the resplendent white steel burns all foes. You may add +2d8 radiant damage to melee weapon attacks made with Mother's Blade Ascended.
Damn.
In addition, when you score a critical hit and the enemy has less current hit points than you do, you immediately behead the creature and kill it. If the creature has legendary resistances or does not require a head to survive, it ignores this effect.
Oh. Nice boss immunity.
Well,
Imagine
yeah, I
that.
mean, come on. Yeah.
Other than that, it
Well,
still has
I mean,
its mother's
the-
it still has its mother's protection and mother's intuition.
It vorpals for shits and giggles. It just vorpals whenever it wants.
does.
I was gonna say, to be fair, the requirement is it already has to have less than me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But then it's just dead.
You know, it's
Yeah.
a little vorpy blorpy. That's a treat.
Also,
It
you
is- it
crit
is
on a
now
19 to
offici-
20.
It is now officially an ad slayer, and it's very good
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
very good
yeah.
at it.
So you do still have Mother's Protection once per short rest. When you take damage, you may spend your reaction to negate that damage, and Mother's Intuition. You have advantage on initiative rolls and cannot be surprised. And Brux's soul does continue to reside within the blade.
Oh,
Which you may
good.
add Mother's Blade Ascended to your weapons.
I was
Also,
gonna
you
say,
have,
I couldn't find the other thing either.
Also, you have advantage on all saving throws.
And you may
Yeah.
and you may also you crit on a 19 right on time.
Yeah, I
Uh,
couldn't.
Good.
I couldn't find that item.
It should be called Mark of Talia Awakened.
Didn't I also get the spark too?
Well, the spark is
Well, that
in
was-
there. The
that
spark
was
is used to
put
make
in the
Mother's
sword.
Blade Ascended.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
They pounded that into the sword.
And so, a little earlier than I had intended tonight, because I thought combat might go a little bit longer than that, we will wrap up for the evening, but you do all reach 14th level.
Woo!
14th.